What's going on, guys? This is Monday Musings, another episode. I guess it's episode 2. Today, I wanted to talk to you about a quote, actually, that one of my voice teachers in conservatory she told me. She was teaching us how to scream. Believe it or not, you actually have to learn how to scream properly without hurting your voice. Babies can do it naturally, but I guess with the tension of life and trauma and poor use, we actually lose the capacity to do it as adults. I think maybe except under extreme duress when we really need to get it out. But anyway, she was teaching us how to scream. And we had to progressively get louder and louder and louder, right? And so, if I remember the class correctly, it didn't all happen in one class. Like, it happened over a series of classes. And I remember I was having trouble reaching like the higher registers of my voice. And she told me something. She stopped me, and she had this great way about her. She could just like put her hand gently on your back and just prompt you in the right direction. Her name is Julia Lenardin, and if you, by whatever chance, you get to run into her and you get to work with her, she is a wonderful, very gifted teacher. But she put her hand on my back. She said, "Laris, the higher you scream, the deeper you need to dig." And she did this thing like with her hands. Basically, it was like extending the self, the core. And I always found that really profound, right? Because there is something to something being large and strong and big and also having deep roots. It's just something that always stuck with me, and I use it. I think about it periodically, and I use it in other aspects of my life, right? And whenever I'm running into difficulty accepting good things in my life and climbing the ladder and transcending and I guess I could say ascending the hierarchy of life. I do find that I need to be more grounded. And good people, they help you do that. Like good people that, whether it's your family or friends, and sometimes family is your that is your greatest anchor. And it's not always a fun thing to acknowledge or realize it, but sometimes family is actually your greatest obstacle, is overcoming that gravitational pull. I think most people mean well, but everybody's got pathologies. Everybody's got, I should say, I get baggage, emotional, psychological baggage, and oftentimes I think it's passed down from one generation to the next. We infect people around us with the pathologies that we have not yet dealt with. And I include myself in that equation, right? Anytime that I'm coming up against something, a new goal about to be achieved or a new self about to be formed, I run into that anxiety for sure. And I find that I need to ground myself in order to accept the new reality. Because you can say you want something, you can say you want to go higher, but then when you actually get there, can you handle the height? I mean, can you breathe in the thinner air? Because it's rarefied air the higher you climb. And that's something that I don't, we talk a lot about, like there's like a lot of success porn out there online. And You know, everybody's like, yeah, success. I want to make money. I want to get da 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 da. I think money's great. I think money's a tool. It's necessary, man. Like, make as much of it as you can. It gives you options. Um, it gives you freedom, for sure. But I also think you need character. You need to be able to handle the responsibility. And I have to be honest with myself. And like, when I say that I want something and I strive for it, and either I get it or somehow I undermine myself just right when I'm about to get it. Like, can I actually handle getting it? Are the roots deep enough? And I think that's an important question, and it's a question that I struggle with often because I have difficulty grounding myself. Um, and so it's something I've been working on lately is to be more, maybe pragmatic's not the right word, but let's go with that for now. To be more grounded, to build and continue to build that foundation for me. I've often felt that there are definitely holes in my foundation. Because I run into similar walls, um, continuing to run into the same walls. And you can blame your parents, your circumstance, you can blame your race, you can blame whatever fucking nonsense you want to blame, but at the end of the day, it's your life you're living. If you keep making the same mistake over, it's not what happened to you, it's how you're responding to it. And that was something for me that I had to come to terms with. And then again, that is groundedness. That is reality, the reality of the situation. Like, what is happening right in front of me? How am I dealing with this? How am I learning from this? And those are difficult questions, I think, to ask when you're not ready to hear them. But they may also be difficult questions to answer by yourself. And that's another thing I wanted to touch on too is, there's codependence, which I think is the lowest form of maturity. There's dependence, there's independence, and then there's interdependence. And independence is good, and we talk a lot about independence, especially in America, and obviously it's important. But interdependence, where there's a reciprocity between you and another person who's independent, mutual, enlightened self-interest and mutually beneficial relationships. That I think that's where you get that cooperation. Two brains are better than one. Really creative. The really creative endeavors that really make a difference, and that really lead to remarkable things. And I'm bringing that up because if Julia had never put her hand on my back and brought it to my attention, one, I wouldn't be having this conversation now, but I would have never known. She made an observation in my instrument in class, and brought it to light, and it was something I've been able to work on in the past, and I continue to work on in the future. But if she hadn't been there to make that observation, there's no way I would have known. And that's what I think it's also important. I'm learning a lot more now to, at the very least, take in the opinions of other people. I think that ultimately my opinion of myself is the most important. I mean, I know that to be true. And I think I think that is the healthiest way, because no one knows what you need more than yourself. Like, I know what I need better than anybody else. So, I appreciate your advice, but I know where I'm going, and I know what steps I need to take. But taking other perspectives into consideration is really important because I can't always see the holes. You know, I'm blind. Everyone's blind about something, about several things, and so I'm learning to ask other people to help me see the parts I can't see in myself so that I can grow. Because we need one another. I need other people. If I get sick, I'm gonna need a doctor to go and cure me. If I need a ride, and I need to catch a cab, somebody's got to drive me, and I gotta, put my life in that person's hands. Um, Likewise, getting a manager and an agent. I'm gonna be getting one soon, hopefully. I'm gonna start looking for one, and like to an extent, you're putting your life or your career in their hands, right? I still have to do all the work, most of the work, but I am also trusting them that they're doing their job, and that can be difficult if you have issues in trusting that and with other people. But anyway, yeah. So going back to the quote Julia said, "The higher you go, the deeper you dig, deeper you need to dig," and that's something to take with you in life. You just got to keep digging, dig, 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 dig. There's always more. You're boundless. I'm boundless. So um, take that for what it's worth. I hope that helps, and I hope you have a great week. See you next time. Peace.